Picture a man wrapped in both legend and dispute, whose very name brings forth images of heroism intertwined with harshness. General Armstrong Custer, a figure known to lead with flair and force, has secured his place in the pages of history. Yet, how much of his tale has been left hidden beneath the surface of this famous cavalry leader's life? What stories have remained concealed, waiting to be uncovered? From the bloody landscapes of the Civil War to the tragic events at Little Bighorn, Custer's legacy is one steeped in mystery. In this episode, we venture into the lesser-known chapters of General Armstrong Custer's life, bringing light to the stories history has long kept in the shadows. Prepare yourself to question what you thought you knew and to delve into the intricate reality of a man whose presence still lingers in Native American history. Settle in as we journey through this complex narrative together. If you're enjoying this content, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel to stay connected with this community. Though remembered as one of the most notorious figures of the Civil War, Custer's early days at the Academy were marked by a record of misconduct unlike any other. Graduating at the bottom of his class, his intellect was never doubted. When he found himself in trouble, he always managed to pull through by sheer effort and resilience. His life oscillated between chaos and structure. Straight out of West Point at the war's outset, Custer quickly proved he was ready to lead. With nothing to lose but his life, he seized every chance to elevate his position. He boldly placed himself in the thick of the fight, always riding into battle alongside his men. His striking figure, dressed in flamboyant attire, made him an easy mark for snipers. Yet, his fearless approach made him a hero in the eyes of the public, and his daring acts in battle set him apart. The Michigan Brigade, many of whom were much older than Custer, followed him through some of the war's most intense conflicts, proudly wearing the bright red scarves he sported. He inspired his men with a leadership style marked by audacity, one that earned him citations for bravery from his first skirmish at the Battle of Bull Run. Custer's bold actions and distinct appearance caught the eye of the nation's media, with the New York Tribune hailing him as a hero who would be immortalized in stories to come. His ability to project courage and command attention on the battlefield made him a powerful figure. His iconic image, with sword raised high, was splashed across Harper's Weekly, cementing his fame. After the Battle of Gettysburg, Custer was no longer just another officer but had gained the title of the Boy General. He continued to fight until the very end, accepting the surrender of the Confederate flag at Appomattox on April 9, 1865. Lieutenant General Philip Sheridan, one of Custer's greatest admirers, presented him with the very table where peace terms were signed, along with a personal note to Custer's wife, Libby, stating, "There is no one in our service who has contributed more to this victory than your courageous husband." One remarkable thing about Custer is how well he understood the importance of visual representation. His long hair, perfumed with cinnamon oil, and carefully chosen outfits created a unique persona that merged feminine beauty with masculine courage. His theatricality, though mocked by some, was a powerful tool in a society that valued spectacle. Custer knew how to capture the public's gaze, and his image worked to his benefit. However, after the war, Custer struggled to find his footing. Despite his high rank in battle, he returned to the modest position of captain in the peacetime army, a force now drastically reduced. The excitement and chaos of war had faded, leaving Custer adrift, unsure of his place in the world. In this time of uncertainty, he leaned heavily on his wife, Elizabeth Bacon Custer. Her words, "Oh, Audie, we must die together. Better a humble life united than the highest divided," echoed in his heart, guiding him through his post-war struggles. Their story began in the quaint town of Monroe, Michigan, where Custer arrived as a 14-year-old boy to live with his half-sister and attend school at the Stebbins Academy. By the autumn of 1862, the scene was set for a 23-year-old Captain Armstrong Custer, now returning as an officer on General George McClellan's staff, and one of Monroe's most eligible men. Libby, a refined and radiant young woman, 3 years his junior, was the daughter of Judge Daniel Bacon, a prominent figure in Monroe. Known for her beauty and wit, Libby was highly sought after at the young ladies' seminary. While initially not charmed by Custer, his persistence eventually won her over. Though her father disapproved, Libby couldn't resist the fact that, to Custer, she seemed to be the most important person in his life. Libby, admired for her intellect and beauty, was exactly the kind of partner Custer desired. Their relationship was one marked by intense passion and mutual idealization. "How dear he is," Libby would write. "I love him so much. His words still echo in my mind. His kisses linger on my lips." These reflections reveal the depth of her love for him, "I forget everything when I think of him," she would often say. "If loving someone with your whole soul is madness, then I'm ready for the asylum." Together, they became the image of the daring warrior and his lady, living a life of adventure and excitement, something Libby longed for. Custer's rapid rise through the military ranks softened Judge Bacon's disapproval, and despite a brief honeymoon after their wedding on February 9, 1864, Custer was soon called back to duty. Libby, determined to stand by his side, eagerly followed him to the front lines. Unlike many officers' wives of the time, she insisted on staying near him, whether in a tent or a house close to the fighting, remaining a constant presence throughout his career. Libby, with her own charisma and resolve, was not merely a supportive figure but a partner whose aspirations for greatness were tied to Custer's own. Their lives were deeply intertwined, and despite the separations caused by war, their correspondence kept them close. Their letters, sometimes 20 pages long, revealed their bond. Custer lovingly referred to her as "my rosebud" or "my darling sunbeam," while Libby called him Audie or Beau, a childhood nickname. From the start, they envisioned their lives as one. "When I think of my recent successes and what has been said about my bravery, I know she'll hear about it and be proud of her boy," Custer wrote to her. "Remember, I cannot love the way I do without my life blending with yours." For Libby, their relationship was about partnership. "I would not lose my sense of self, but would, as a wife should, become a part of my husband. A life within a life," she once said. Libby didn't want to be a submissive wife. She wanted to look up to Custer for his judgment and experience, trusting him to guide her in all things. Libby worked tirelessly to promote her husband's career, believing in his potential to shape history. Finally, in the fall of 1866, Custer accepted the offer to lead the 7th Cavalry. Did General Armstrong Custer have a reputation as a ladies' man, besides his military exploits? Stay tuned to find out more. Don't forget to like and subscribe to support our channel and for more exciting content.